Welcome back, everyone. We are joined by someone who's no stranger to the analyst desk. Crepo, welcome back.
Good to be back.
Good to be back, warming up the seat once again, and good to have the elephant off of your, or the monkey off your back, I should say, of the elephant in the room here. Getting the losses out, stop the bleeding. How's the mentality of the team now? You guys must be up and up.
Yeah, well, we went 0-2 yesterday. Really bad first performance. A better second game, at least for the viewers, against TSM. And then this game was better again, so hopefully we can continue that trend. We still have like plenty of issues to work on. I'm personally not really happy with the way I played this game, but my team played really good, so we won.
All right, so let's start talking about the beginning of this game. You know, champion select. A lot of people are expecting like everyone to just dump bans into Hot Shot, but you guys leave up the Nidalee. Was that sort of a bait to get him to pick Nidalee so Pobelter could have an aggressive Kha'Zix pick, or what was going on with that idea there? I
mean, Hot Shot is really new to the mid lane role. Let's face it. Like he should be going toe to toe at the maximum with like an established mid laner, and we rather hit the bot lane from CLG. We saw like any first pick in both series, even with the traditional counter Leona up, and Jinx being picked. And Jinx is such an ugly champion to play against because in late game somebody's gonna die on each side, and Jinx will get the reset and we'll start rolling. So we wanted to get Jinx out and the Annie out, and then we picked the Thresh, which in my opinion has a very favorable laning phase against Leona. And yeah, they swapped. We kind of thinking whether they would swap or not, but we ended up going bottom, and standard 2v1s happened.
Let's talk about a few more picks. Inox has been receiving a little bit of flack for his choice of champions, his choice of builds. What is it? We've heard it's a team decision for these choices.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to point that out to everyone. Like, why is he playing these squishy champions and not the standard tank meta? Because that's what's been working for us in scrims. Like traditionally, like we were sometimes really far behind in bottom, and then Inox would just play these soft champions, like not so tanky but really carry champions, and he would just go to town on the enemy top laner and then spill over that lead in the other areas. And this is a team decision. If we want one champion picked, we pick him together. We're all talking about it, so there's no point on singling out Inox and saying, oh my god, if only he played that tank champion, because it's very detrimental to a new player in the scene, because obviously the more experienced players, me, Snoopy and Yellowpete, will be calling more of those pick shots rather than him.
And how is that? Do those guys look up to you, you know, when it came in, the 3 and the 2? Was there any of that separation, or was it just a full 5?
We just really meshed well together. Cool. I mean, everybody gets along. They're both very calm players, and they listen very well to advice, and then chime in when they have like a counter advice.
I actually want to talk about that a little bit more, because Inox and Snoopy this game seemed like they had some great synergy. What was the communication like? I know you were down in bottom lane, but the top lane and jungle really got rolling very early in this game.
Yeah, based on the way we played our early game, I thought Mundo actually got ahead of Shyvana there because our 2v1 happened a little better. We started duo jungling immediately with Tyson, and then when Shyvana came to lane, he missed like an entire wave under the tower, was level 1 for a long time. Then the Drake fight happened that we'll go into later, I imagine. And then he was just so far ahead, and then he was going into a massive wave was coming Yen's way, and Snoopy just said like, well, let's just mess that up for him. And then they killed him, and they were like, well, he's going to come back because he needs to come back. Let's kill him again. And meanwhile, bottom, we had Caitlyn Thresh. It's as safe as it gets, so we were fine. I mean, they took our tower after a long time. They even dove us once, but didn't match up against what Snoopy and Tyson were doing up top.
And let's actually bring that Drake fight up right now. Let's talk about it, because we're just talking about control, and this completely leads it into it. We'll bring the dragon fight up on your screen. You guys took control of this dragon fight and didn't let go for the rest of the game. What was really the idea behind this before we started?
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons why we were in slightly better position. We were pushing out bottom. We had a little bit better push with Thresh and Caitlyn on the tower. Both our Mundo and our Olaf were basically duo jungling for a while, getting in the necessary levels in case we just tied it up. Both teams take the same tower. But then we had a decision. Either we go for the next tower, or we take the first tower, push it in, and fall back onto Drake. And that's what we do. And we knew we could win that fight if we rolled a creep like here, because we had a teleport going. So we start that Drake. We backed out initially because they came too close, but we decided to turn. I get caught a little bit, but I try to just keep him busy and off my carries. And then Tyson comes in the back. Pretty much solos double lift immediately. And that's like, I just had to watch that fight. He's soloing hot shot and double lift in the back, and that's why we win that fight. We had really good shot calling, turned on targets, killed Yen, kill hot shot right there, and it's pretty much sealed the deal.
Really, at what point in this game were you guys able to shake any kind of momentum, the weight, or not momentum, the weight that was on your shoulders from games past here, or the 0-2?
Pretty much this dragon fight. I mean, the lanes, we had a little bit of a back and forth. I wanted to counter swap to meet them 2v2 on top, and then they were like, yeah, we're not sure, let's just do standard. But we still won out. We went for Drake. We backed out in time, maybe slightly too late. They had a good engage on us, but we had a TP in the back. And once like a Mundo can stick to the back line early level 3 and 4, they really can't get away. And then I just died. I still got my flay off, and my team just one by one, picked them off.
And this Tyson guy you keep giving credit to is Inox.
Inox, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, we're on a first name basis because we're in a team together.
Very good, showing the synergy. So I want to ask you now, since you do sort of have a history with Double Lift here on the analyst desk, how do the bragging rights sort of go in those bottom lane matchups? Are you going to burn him a little bit after this, or do you let it slide?
I don't know. I mean, like, we won, so that's a point for me. But I tried to Mad Life him twice, which is where you try to predict the arcane shift into a hook. And I failed twice, so let's just call it even. I didn't land too many hooks this game, so I don't think I get to brag too much.
All right, so here's kind of a 2-in-1 for you. What was it for you coming into the North American LCS? Obviously, this is your first time playing in the Challenger Series in the LCS over here. And how do you guys expect to stay consistent?
We actually had no idea. I mean, how we were gonna do. As everybody knew, we started off rather like shaky in scrims. Had a really good 3-0 against Determined Gaming. Got into the LCS, 0-2 start. Our counterpart in Europe went 0-4. People were like, yeah, what the hell are these guys actually doing here? But we're improving. Like, we've identified our mistakes. It's really fun playing here as well. We know all the teams, and the crowd is like really vivid. It's like really good atmosphere here. So shout out to the crowd. Definitely keep that up. And yeah, we'll just fix all our issues one by one.
Yeah, because they keep shouting your name. Yeah. You're happy with the crowd. Like, yeah, I love this crowd.
I love this crowd. They shout my name. Why not?
All right, Crab. Well, thanks for joining us back on the analyst desk, and best of luck to EG and the rest of the split.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. We're going to send it over to